This is Batsile Kwatse from Botswana. He is 37 years old and has previously suffered multiple stroke. Despite his condition, Batsile runs a real estate business in his country. He also sells clothing to earn a living. More than 6 years ago, he had his first stroke, which caused him paralysis of his left arm and leg. A second stroke in 2018 left him unable to speak. What sort of challenges do you go through in your day-to-day living? A stroke happens when the blood flow to a part of the brain is disrupted, either by a blockage or bleeding. And without the oxygen in blood, brain cells start dying within minutes. Experts say early treatment can minimize brain damage, limit complications, and prevent additional strokes. Have you heard of any treatment for stroke, or did you particularly seek treatment? Having been to numerous hospitals, Batsile is confident that there has been no underlying issues that may have caused his stroke. But what are the medical experts saying about some of the common causes of multiple stroke?
As healthcare workers, sometimes we even miss the underlying issues where we under-investigate the cause for the stroke. But especially in young people, you really need to investigate what caused that stroke. Because for you to manage it, you need to know what caused it, and therefore you prevent him or the patient having another stroke. The reason why he probably had another stroke is because the cause for the first stroke was never managed.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, stroke risk increases with age. But strokes can and do occur at any age, even though about 70% of all strokes occur above the age of 65. There are three main types of stroke. The transient ischemic attack, which is a type of stroke that lasts only a few minutes and may be a warning sign over a future stroke. The second type is the ischemic stroke, which is caused by a blockage in an artery that supplies blood to the brain. It is estimated that about 87% of strokes are ischemic according to the CDC, whereas the hemorrhagic stroke is a condition in which a ruptured blood vessel causes bleeding inside the brain. Experts say a stroke can be caused by a number of health issues such as hypertension or high blood pressure, which is said to be one of its leading causes because it places extra strain on the walls of the arteries. Having high cholesterol is another top stroke risk factor, as well as diabetes, obesity, and smoking. Medics also say genetics could play a factor, where people with a family history of stroke are likely to increase their risks.
So treatment ranges from medical to surgical. So surgery can be done to remove the clot that is occluding or that's blocking the blood vessel that's supplying the brain. Or you can have what we call blood thinners that just dissolve that clot and therefore allows blood to flow into the brain. Blood pressure lowering medication is very important. And also cholesterol lowering medication, very important, so that we control the fat or the amount of cholesterol in the blood.
What are some of the signs and symptoms of stroke?
If it's a part that controls speech, you will have slurring of speech or even inability at all to speak. If it's a part of the brain that controls movement, there can be paralysis or weakness of a certain side of the body.
Those affected by stroke say support from family and friends play a big role in managing the condition. Batsile says love and support goes a long way in ensuring his needs are met. It is important to realize that after a stroke, your loved one may be prone to strong emotional reactions. Remember that these are a result of the stroke. Therefore, you're advised not to avoid your loved one. Those affected are also encouraged to join a support group of their choice whenever they can. Researchers have found stroke survivors who had difficulty speaking or understanding speech can show significant improvement in language and communication skills after a short term of intensive speech therapy. But Sile is confident that even though his road to full recovery is a slow one, he will stop at nothing to lead a normal life.